everyone, so you guys often ask me, Pratima, which phone is your daily driver? And here's the truth. I use two phones. My primary SIM is always in an Android phone. I was using the OnePlus 15 for quite some time because it delivered that peak Android experience. And I also always carry an iPhone for shooting videos and posting all of my Instagram content. I'm using the iPhone 17 Pro, not the Max, the smaller iPhone 17 Pro. But for the past 60 days, I have switched from the OnePlus 15 to this phone, the iQOO 15, and I genuinely feel this is one of the most underrated phones of 2026 right now. I'm not saying that the iQOO 15 is flawless by any means, and I think iQOO has made one big mistake this time, which I will get to at the end of this video. But before that, let's talk about my overall experience, my 2 months of experience with this phone. Okay, let's start with the design and build quality, and the iQOO 15 actually offered me quite a similar experience to the OnePlus 15. Both phones have nice flat frames, flat back and flat front, which is actually the trend lately, and I'm really liking it. The iQOO 15 also looks very good from the back. This white color variant that I have looks really good. I have always been a fan of iQOO's white color variants, and this one looks especially nice with the frosted back, which does not catch fingerprints easily. That said, I guess iQOO could have done more with this camera module right here. It looks a bit boring, especially when you compare it with the OnePlus 15. Its camera module just looks more funky and better presented. By the way, I have dropped the iQOO 15 a couple of times during my usage, and so far there hasn't been any major issues. The screen did not crack either, and it has survived a few drop tests. Accidentally, of course. As you can see, there is this slight dent in the aluminum frame, but apart from that, it still looks quite good. You also get IP68 and IP69 ratings, although iQOO has cut some corners compared to the OnePlus 15. The OnePlus 15 comes with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 protection on the display, whereas I couldn't find any official display protection mentioned on the iQOO 15. That's the only real worry for me. I also really like the LED strip around the camera island, which works as a notification light. That's a nice touch. And overall, I would give it a solid A in terms of design and build quality. But the area where the iQOO 15 absolutely demolishes the OnePlus 15 is in the display aspect. Because iQOO here is using a Samsung-made OLED display, and the display experience on this phone is just so good. It's actually the same panel that we are going to see on the upcoming S26 Ultra. Now, if you compare it side by side with the OnePlus 15, you might not notice the huge difference because, well, OnePlus 15's display is also very good. But as a reviewer, I was able to notice that this display is just better. The blues and the whites it produces, and even the reds and the greens, they are quite a bit better here. At times, it actually felt like I was using a Samsung flagship phone. This is also a 2K display, whereas OnePlus unfortunately downgraded from 2K to 1.5K on the OnePlus 15, and this is also the first iQOO phone with Dolby Vision support, which works really well across all OTT platforms. This is also one of the brightest displays on a phone right now. Actually, it's not one of this is the brightest display currently available in the market. You also get an anti-reflective coating with the pre-applied screen protector here, which can apparently get rid of 92% of all of the light that passes through, so it works like an anti-reflective layer. But iQOO is not selling this pre-applied screen protector here. In China, it's available on the official site, but in India, it's not available as of now. I also really like the vibration feedback this time. It's very tight and crisp. I'm a big fan of how great the vibration feedback is on OnePlus phones, but on the iQOO 15, it's also very good. The stereo speakers here are also pretty nice. Actually, I was a bit disappointed with the iQOO 15 speakers at first. They sounded a bit cheap. The highs and the vocals in particular, they lacked depth and texture, but it turns out the default smart audio effect was responsible for all of that. Switching to the music preset instantly fixed the issue. So if you're buying the iQOO 15, just make sure you change this little setting. Likewise, I also love how fast the ultrasonic fingerprint reader here is. Just a slight touch and it opens. Alright, let's talk about the overall experience and the reason why the OnePlus 15 is making so many headlines and why I was using the OnePlus 15 and why even MKBHD is using the OnePlus 15 as a daily driver is because it delivers one of the best Android experiences right now. And to get the best Android experience, you need great software, great hardware and great battery life. And the OnePlus 15 for me currently delivers a solid A in all of those three aspects. But after switching to the iQOO 15, I honestly did not miss the OnePlus 15. Yes, the OnePlus 15 does have a slightly better experience overall, but Vivo and iQOO have greatly improved on this front this year. The boring FontTouch OS is now gone and Origin OS on this phone is easily one of the most improved Android skins this year. The redesigned UI elements, the new liquid glass, the new font, the new animations and these cool looking widgets, everything just feels very modern and refreshing here. Now, I don't know if it's the under the hood optimizations in the Origin OS or because of the latest Snapdragon chipset we have here, but the memory management on the iQOO 15 is ridiculously impressive, right on par with the OnePlus 15. We also get 5 years of OS updates and 7 years of security updates here, which is actually more than what the OnePlus 15 offers. Yes, I did encounter a few bugs on the iQOO 15 during my usage. There were some really annoying and ridiculous bugs here and there, but most of them have been fixed with software updates, which is nice. That said, there still are some clear advantages to the OnePlus 15 software experience. For example, I really like the Mindspace feature on OnePlus, taking screenshots or saving memories just by clicking a button. That's something I missed on the iQOO 15. Another thing I missed is the AI writing tools baked directly into the keyboard app, which the iQOO 15 does not offer yet. These are areas where Origin OS can still improve. In terms of performance though, I never faced any heating issues on this phone. Everything just felt as fast as the OnePlus 15. Yes, on the gaming front, the OnePlus 15 has a slight advantage since it supports 165 FPS in some games compared to 144 FPS on this phone. OnePlus has also recently optimized certain apps like Instagram and WhatsApp and Twitter to run at 165 FPS, so you do get a slightly smoother experience there, but I never missed it as much as I thought I would on the iQOO 15. In terms of battery life, yes, the OnePlus 15 has a slightly larger battery and gives you maybe 1 or 2 more hours of screen on time, but the battery life on the iQOO 15 is still pretty darn good. Charging is also quite fast with this 100-watt charger, and for the first time we also get wireless charging here. But what I really love about iQOO is that they ship a USB PD charger inside the box. That means I can also charge my laptop and other gadgets with this particular charger. Likewise, another area where the iQOO 15 completely destroys the OnePlus 15 is the cameras. If you have checked some of my previous videos, one thing I did not like about the OnePlus 15 and something not many reviewers have talked about is that OnePlus has actually downgraded the cameras compared to last year's OnePlus 13. They have also removed the Hasselblad partnership and the new Detail Max engine just is not good enough. My understanding is that OnePlus and Oppo work very closely together, just like Vivo and iQOO do. What Oppo seems to be doing is focusing more on the Find X series and making it more camera-centric, which is why the OnePlus 15 camera setup feels deliberately downgraded. But that's not the case with Vivo and iQOO. Even though iQOO is a sub-brand, Vivo has not downgraded the cameras on the iQOO 15. In fact, if you look at the specs, the rear camera of the iQOO 15 is almost identical to what we saw on the Vivo X200 last year. Yes, there is no Zeiss optimization here, but the color tuning on the iQOO 15 is still really good. In daylight, the iQOO 15 completely outperforms the OnePlus 15 across all of the 3 lenses, even in challenging conditions. And also in low light, the iQOO 15 produces better photos with better glare management across all of the lenses. Yes, the OnePlus 15 occasionally takes those eye candy shots with punchy contrast and saturation, but most of the time it messes up the highlights, the contrast and saturation to an almost excessive degree. The iQOO 15, on the other hand, captures a much better balance between light and shadows, resulting in excellent dynamic range. I took all of my photos on the iQOO 15 using the natural preset, and the difference in how these two phones render colors is night and day. The details look much more natural and much more nicer on the iQOO 15, whereas the OnePlus 15 tries to artificially smooth out finer textures. Of course, the iQOO 15's cameras is not perfect by any means. Sometimes it struggles in situations like these where it fails to properly expose everything in the frame, but in my long-term usage, some of these issues have been fixed with updates. Another thing iQOO should improve is zoom. Beyond 3x, especially at 6x or 10x, photos can sometimes look a bit digitally enhanced. But when it comes to portraits, this is where the iQOO 15 really impressed me. You can clearly see some DNA from the Vivo X series in the way it captures portraits. It does not have the fastest shutter speed like on the Vivo X300 Pro, but the portraits look much better with great background blur and nice skin tones. Yes, there is some smoothing going on, but overall the portraits look very pleasing. Even in terms of video, the iQOO 15 does do a better job. Videos are better stabilized, exposure is handled better, and you can clearly see in this sample how the OnePlus 15 struggles to lock exposure while moving around. When it comes to selfies, I have to say the iQOO 15 does a pretty good job. Yes, iQOO selfies are not the most natural and that's something they can improve, but compared to the reddish tint on the OnePlus 15, iQOO still wins the selfie department. All in all, the cameras of the iQOO 15 is a solid A-, whereas the OnePlus 15 is more like a B or even a B-, to be very honest. So yes, the iQOO 15 for me is definitely a super underrated phone. And if you look at this comparison table I made against the OnePlus 15, it's either an A or an A- in almost all of the areas for the iQOO 15. The reason why many people are talking so less about the iQOO 15 is number one, its availability. iQOO is not available everywhere, so international reviewers aren't really covering it. On the other hand, OnePlus is launching globally, which is why almost every international and local reviewer is making videos about the OnePlus 15. And number two, I also think iQOO made another big mistake this year, and that's the pricing. The iQOO 15 is nearly 33% more expensive than last year's iQOO 13, and this new price is almost the same as the OnePlus 15, and it's also very close to the price of phones like the Vivo X300, the Oppo Find X9, and even the iPhone 17. I really think iQOO should have priced it slightly lower, maybe around like 65,000 rupees. That would have been a killer price for this phone. But still, even at 73,000 rupees, if someone asks me which one should I choose, the iQOO 15 or the OnePlus 15, I would definitely go with the iQOO 15. Yes, the OnePlus 15 has stronger brand recognition and identity, and that's why it's going to sell much better than the iQOO 15, but I honestly think iQOO deserves more credit here. For me, I would go with the iQOO 15. It's simply a better product, and I had a great time using this phone. Alright everyone, that was all for my in-depth 2-month review of the iQOO 15. If you had to choose, which one would you go for, the iQOO 15 or the OnePlus 15? Do let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Saying this, I'm Pratima, and thank you so much for watching.